Hi, and welcome back to Life Upgrade with AI. Here I show you practical, beginner-friendly ways to use AI to make everyday life simpler and more organized. I'm using ChatGPT on my computer in this video, but you can use any AI tool you like, including the mobile app. Today we're talking about something that feels very big for a lot of people, writing a book. So many people say that they want to write a book one day. They have ideas, stories, expertise, or experiences they want to share, but they never quite know where to start. Or they start, get overwhelmed, and then stop. AI doesn't magically write a book for you, but it can help you structure your ideas, break the process into manageable steps, and make the project feel more possible instead of intimidating. Today I'll show you how to use AI as a supportive tool, not as a shortcut, to help you move from "I'd love to write a book" to actually having a clear plan you can follow. Let's start at the very beginning. Most people don't struggle with writing, they struggle with clarity. They have too many ideas or an idea that feels too vague. So the first thing we'll do is ask AI to help us clarify what kind of book we actually want to write. Here's the first prompt. I want to write a book but feel overwhelmed. Ask me 10 simple questions to help clarify what kind of book I want to write, who it's for, and what the main idea is. AI will usually ask questions like, is this fiction or nonfiction? Who is the book for? What problem does it solve or experience does it explore? Why do you want to write this book? And what tone you want, whether it's practical, reflective, or inspiring. Answering these questions doesn't lock you into anything permanently. It simply gives shape to something that might otherwise stay fuzzy. And that alone can be incredibly motivating. Once you've answered the questions, the next step is to turn those thoughts into a clear concept. Here's the next prompt for you. Based on my answers, summarize my book idea into one clear paragraph, including genre, audience, and core message. This is a really powerful moment. Seeing your idea summarized in one paragraph helps you understand what your book is actually about. It gives you something concrete to return to when you feel stuck or distracted, and it helps you notice whether the idea still feels exciting when it's written down. If something feels off, you can refine it. You can adjust the audience, narrow the focus, or simplify the message. This paragraph becomes your anchor. Now that we know what the book is about, we need structure. A book outline turns a big, intimidating project into a series of smaller steps. Here's the next prompt. Create a simple, beginner-friendly outline for this book, broken into chapters with short descriptions of each chapter. AI will usually suggest a logical flow, starting with context or background, then moving through ideas or themes, and ending with reflection or resolution. This is not about locking yourself into a rigid structure. It's about giving your mind something to work with. Instead of asking, "What should I write today?" you can ask, "Which chapter am I working on?" The shift makes a huge difference. An outline is helpful, but a plan is what gets the book written. So next, we'll ask AI to help us create a realistic writing plan. Here's the prompt. Turn this outline into a realistic writing plan, including how much to write per week and how long it might take to finish. AI might suggest something like writing a few hundred words a few times a week, focusing on one chapter per week or every 2 weeks, or setting gentle milestones instead of deadlines. This is where writing a book starts to feel possible. You're no longer thinking in terms of a whole book. You're thinking in terms of small, repeatable sessions. And consistency matters much more than intensity. Now comes the part that scares a lot of people, actually writing. The key thing to remember is that a first draft is not supposed to be perfect. It's supposed to just exist. AI can help you get words onto the page without judging them. Here's the next prompt. Help me write a rough draft of the first chapter in a natural conversational tone. This is a draft, not a final version. This prompt is important because it sets expectations. You're not asking for polished prose, you're asking for a starting point. You might read what AI produces and think, that's not quite how I'd say it. And that's okay. In fact, that's a good sign. Your job is not to accept the text as is. Your job is to react to it, edit it, reshape it, and make it your own. Once you have a rough draft, AI becomes useful again. This time as an editor, not a writer. Here's the next prompt. Rewrite this chapter to improve clarity and flow while keeping my voice. Do not make it sound generic. This step works best when you've already made some edits yourself, or ideally, when you paste in your own first rough draft. The more of your voice is in the draft, the better AI can help refine it without flattening it. You can repeat this process for clarity, structure, tone, and length. And you can do it section by section instead of all at once. Now, this is an important part of the process. AI is a tool, not a replacement for creativity. Here's the next prompt. How can I use AI responsibly while writing a book so it supports my creativity without replacing my voice? AI will usually suggest things like using it for structure and brainstorming, rewriting in your own words, fact-checking everything, and relying on your lived experience, opinions, and perspective. Your voice is what makes the book worth reading. AI can help you organize, refine, and move forward, but the ideas, experiences, and decisions need to be yours. Finally, we'll ask AI to bring everything together into a system you can actually follow. Here's the final prompt. Combine everything into a simple book writing system I can follow from idea to finished manuscript. This usually results in a step-by-step framework you can return to. You can turn to the ideas, the outline, the plan, the draft, the revision, and the repeat. And suddenly, writing a book doesn't feel mysterious anymore. It feels like a series of steps you can take one at a time. Writing a book is a big goal, but it doesn't have to be overwhelming. AI can help you think more clearly, stay organized, and help moving forward without replacing your creativity or your voice. If you've been thinking about writing a book but didn't know where to start, I hope this video made it feel a little more possible. If you did find this helpful, I would love for you to subscribe to my channel. I share simple, everyday ways to use AI to improve your life, from planning and studying to creative projects like this one. Thank you for watching and happy writing!